What else we got? I don't know how long y'all want to stay. I'll stay as long as y'all will, but I don't want to hold you too long. Can we do 2 or 3 more, or is everybody wanting to go, or how are we doing? Can we do 2 or 3? How many want to hear a couple, 3 more? All right, well, good. I want to. There's 10 on it. Might as well do all 10. I'm teasing. But let me see here.
Look for me.
Look for me. Well, I was going to save that for the end. Rain. Let's do Rain, and we'll go from there. Okay. This song is. I remember when Rusty recorded this, and you know, I have the album, and his jeans all wet up to his knees, walking in the rain, and I tried to do a record that looked like that and about drowned. No, I'm teasing, but he could do what he wanted to do, and he had so many fans, and I'd like to feel I'm his greatest fan, but I'm sure there's people out there that want to share that with me. Some are here tonight, and I hear some of the neatest things already around the country. It's actually amazing. Anyway, we've talked a lot tonight. Let me sing another one. You Make It Rain for me. This second verse on this is my testimony. After 5 million miles of riding old buses, I never did get up to a Hemphill bus, but maybe someday, right? Maybe have Bear drive me around and sing about Brother Rusty. Now I'm really dreaming, right? But I've traveled a lot, and this song is my testimony. It really is. And Joel and Labriska, I love you. You know that very, very much. They're such great people. You led me down a rocky road to teach my feet to stand. Then you led me through the valley low, so I would hold your hand. Then on the raging sea of time, you taught my eyes to see. Like a flower, the rain helps me to grow, and you make it rain for me. Joel, I'll sing this for you. You've traveled more than I have. I know you'll relate to this. You know it already, but here it is for you. Lord, we've been walking many, many miles, and you have never failed. Through flame and flood, I've walked with you, and on through the stormy gale. No matter where your steps may go, or wherever they may lead, out in the desert, so hot and dry, I know you'll make it rain for me. You form the clouds with your own hands to hide the light of day, so that I will learn to trust in you. I won't question tears I've cried while down on bended knees. For when my soul gets thirsty, Lord, you make it rain for me. For when my soul gets thirsty, Lord, I know you'll make it rain for me. I know you'll make it rain. You always make it rain for me. And I tell you, I feel like I've got saved all over again. I have used that song the last few weeks to minister to people who really need it. A lady called me from Idaho. She said, that song, You Make It Rain for me, really, really touched her life. And that's what it's about, to keep it going, DK Brewster. Appreciate you guys came all the way from Branson. I appreciate all of you. You know that I do very much. Mom and Dad would take us to see Tanya and all the Happy Goodmans. And we loved the family groups, the Hemphills. I remember going, I told Joel this, Dad took us to, and Mom took us to see the Hemphills, and we got there, and my brother and I were standing right by you guys at the product in Castalia, Ohio, you know. And we were just talking, and you were telling us some bus story or something. You were just being friendly, and this DJ was there, and he said, these guys are singers too, and man, I could have crawled in my shoe. I mean, that is not what I wanted to do at all, and I turned brilliant red. I mean, and so did my brother. About 4 seconds, we scattered. We were gone. But I'll tell you this, the next week we went looking and found a PA that looked just like yours. So I remember you had those big PV square, and we carried those things till we wore the socks off of them. And we never did sound like the Hemphills, but we tried, I'll tell you. And then the Rambos, I want to say, they, you know, we loved their music. And when the Happy Goodmans would come to Ohio, we would go pretty well no matter wherever they were. And that was in the 70s, I guess, yes. And, you know, gas was really high. It was 22 cents a gallon, I'm pretty sure. But we still, it was an expense to go to Columbus, Ohio, or Akron, or whatever. And Dad and Mom would take us. And I remember, I want to tell this, Rusty had just come out with his new White album, Singer, or The Singer. And I wanted that, and Dad had all the Happy Goodman stuff, I mean, pretty well all of it. And I wanted that record so bad, and I was about 12. And now my boys, they'll walk up, Dad, give me 70 bucks, there's a new PlayStation 2. And I'm like, here's 100, keep the change, I know you're going to anyway, you know? And I got great kids, but they're used to a little more money than I was. But Dad and Mom always got us what we needed and what we wanted and all that. But it wasn't the day where you just ran up, Dad, I gotta have that other record. So I didn't do it. But I remember this, that Rusty was standing on an album box. The old days before CDs and stuff, remember? Most of us, the albums, and you stood on them and you sold your albums over the top of the rack. It was just part of the fun. It was just how you did it. And Rusty was up on the album box, and he was just kind of in between sales, and he looked down at me, and I was probably about 12, and he just kind of looked at me and he kind of smiled. You know, he actually smiled real big. And man, I wanted to walk up and say, dude, you are so cool. But I didn't. But when I get to heaven, I'm going to tell him, okay? But he had that record, and you can't tell me a whole lot about him that's public knowledge that I don't already have. But I love when you try, and now and then I hear new stuff.